as always, sound check, give me a second everybody. Need to quiet the microphone. We are here, right? Manual, talking about. Alright, so tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we have the difficult lesson. Okay everybody, sorry about that. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders all around the world. It's almost 2026, it's almost Christmas, New Year, it's coming, right? How is everybody? Good morning, Enrique Consagrado speaking English. How is everybody? Okay, so this month event, everybody, we're going to have the lazy crypto portfolio, everybody, and next month we have the January, we have the market wave mastery course. In February we have the virtual office. We're going to trade together for 6 months, all right, everybody? And don't let 2026 to be just another year. All right, you're going to graduate from this course when, everybody? Number one, you have your chart set up and ready for trading. Number two, you have a strategy in place. You understand how you win, how you lose. And number three, you have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can analyze the market and make an educated prediction. Remember, if your way is not working, why don't you try mine? Alright, everybody? And pathway to riches, number one, finish the Forex course 101. Number two, join the advanced institutional trader course, also called Forex course 202. And number three, join a capital group. Everybody, you cannot get rich on $1,000 trading account, right? For questions and homeworks, send me an email to the Gmail and connect on Teams, everybody. If you can, it's for free. That being said, today we have lesson 50, how to adjust the contrarian Fibonacci in a downtrend. Okay, everybody? So type in the chat a currency pair that is in a downtrend, everybody. In the meantime, I'm going to open NZD CAD, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? First comes, first is served. Student traders. First, everybody, on YouTube. Okay. There is no right or wrong. Let me see. Yes, find a currency pair that you believe it's in a downtrend. Okay, there is no right or wrong. Hedge fund trader Alex, hedge fund trader Olga, hedge fund trader Enrique. In the meantime, everybody, so we're going to go to NZD CAD, right? NZD CAD first. And AUD USD. Alright, even better, even better. Thank you, Olga. Let's open, everybody, AUD USD. Give it a second. Hello, Alex, how are you? Give it a second, give it a second. J4X working. If not, we're going to go to give it a second, everybody. Alright, I'm going to restart J4X, and I'm not sure why this is happening, but one more time. Yeah, maybe because I have J4X to read too. Give it a second. Login. And as always, everybody, if you want the Fibonacci package, you know, you need to learn those rules, everybody. Makes sense? The original Fibonacci, we use the original Fibonacci to determine trend direction. Then we compare trend direction from the larger time frame to the lower time frame. The last thing we need to do is to identify in what zone are the Fibonacci's on the larger time frame and the smaller time frame. Rule: for high probability trades, we should always enter in extensions and in the same direction. All other trades are low probability trades. Things to remember: the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame. The Fibonacci is stronger than the trend line. You want to buy or sell the capital C and take profit at the D. You find the capital C using the contrarian Fibonacci. Right, everybody? And then the contrarian Fibonacci. We use the contrarian Fibonacci to, number one, trade retracements, which is risky. Number two, to find the capital C of the original Fibonacci, everybody. Trading rules for trading the original Fibonacci. Until the sub-D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the capital AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability 50-50. If you can find the contrarian Fibonacci with the projected sub-D extension above or below the capital A of the original Fibonacci, you are entering 80 to 85% probability trades. When you find the capital C, your stop loss should go below or above the capital A, and your profit take above or below the capital D. Alright, everybody? Yeah, it's just repetition, 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 alright? Okay, let's go to AUD USD, everybody. Where is the, give me a second. Alright, so there you go. Give me a second, everybody. I'm going to delete a few things, right? I'm going to delete this one, delete this one, delete, 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 and delete, and delete, and delete. Okay, everybody, do you have the same original Fibonacci as I do? As always, we're going to put the text here. This is going to be our A up in here, and down, like Schwarzenegger is talking about, down here is going to be the B. Whoops, what am I? Oh, I have another one. That's the A, that's the B, that's the C, everybody, ABC. And red goes to red, right? Finally, can you see how curious is that the extension, it's at the red, right? Projected the extension. Okay. Step by step, do you or can you chart the contrarian, everybody? In the meantime, we're going to write, Olga says yes, it's the same, excellent. So it's going to be sub A, right? We're going to have the sub A, and then we're going to have the sub B, and then we're going to have the sub C, and then we're going to have the sub D, right? Where should you start to chart your contrarian? At the first circle? At the first circle, everybody? Or should you start your contrarian at the second circle? Olga says yes, it's the same, excellent. Where would you start your contrarian Fibonacci, everybody? And there is right or wrong. First circle, second circle. Yeah, if you don't understand, you need to learn, everybody, makes sense? I'm not arrogant, ask for private classes, John. You know, if you're struggling with the Fibonacci for 3 months plus, you might ask for private classes. Everybody, it's almost Christmas, it's almost New Year, 2026, it's coming. Some of you must make some money next year, you know. For some of you, it's time for you to make some money. Can you type in the chat, Olga and Alex and everybody else online? Where should be the sub A, sub B? First circle or second circle? Sub A, sub B, sub C. Alex, do you have the same Fibonacci? I'm not sure, everybody, if you can type in the chat. Okay, I'm going to push forward the conversation, right? Because I'm not sure if it's working on YouTube. Okay, so this was the sub A, everybody, the first circle. Okay, this still, you know, this is still the sub A. And the first high as soon as possible, you know, that's the sub B. Fibonacci retracement tool. There you go. Okay. Now everybody back in time, right? Back in time. If we go back in time, everybody, if we go back in time, like 2020, 21, was the down Fibonacci capital C confirmed, yes or no? Alex, not the contrarian. Why not? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. The market gave you a low, everybody. The market gave you a high, and the market did not break the sub A, sub B. Agreed? You can chart the contrarian. Everybody, talking about AUD USD monthly chart, Fibonacci trading. In the beginning of 2021, did the market confirm the capital C? Yes or no? Was the capital C of the original Fibonacci confirmed? Boss, why is this relevant? Trading rules: until the sub D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the capital AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability 50-50. But if you can find the contrarian Fibonacci with the projected sub D extension above or below the capital A of the original Fibonacci, you're entering trades with a probability 80 to 85%. Okay, the probability of the Fibonacci sequence to work gets to 80 to 85. Olga says yes, it was. Everybody, wasn't this a great trade, fully predictable? Everybody, if you would enter here, you know, I mean, there is no right or wrong, but if you would short the market, you know, yeah, it's a monthly chart, okay, but you're learning concepts anyway. If you would enter risk in 2%, you know, wouldn't you make 4% in a few months or year time? Everybody, wasn't this a great trade, fully predictable? I mean, it's still a probability profession, right? You as an analyst back in time, what should you tell your trader, you know? And you apply other tools like counter trendline break, everybody. Okay, now which one is the sub C? Is the first circle the sub C? Is the second circle the sub C? Or is the third circle the sub C? Which one is the sub C, everybody? Olga says yes, it was. Which one is the sub C? And now that you are learning the Fibonacci's, everybody, when you see this kind of price action, what would you do? I mean, if you would buy, if you're a day trader and you would buy the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, the 1-hour chart, or any combination on this kind of setups from the higher time frame, wouldn't you lose? Everybody, can you understand that talking about risk and probability, those losers are highly predictable? Can you understand this, everybody? The third, exactly. The third. There's the sub C. Whoops, again. Sub C down here. Alright, everybody? So, who is winning? Is the contrarian Fibonacci winning, everybody, or is the original winning? Who is winning? Talking about direction from the monthly chart. Everybody, who is winning? Do you see the original Fibonacci winning? The market is going to push down and down and down as per general direction, or is the contrarian Fibonacci winning, meaning it's going to push up and up and up? Who is winning? Exactly, the original Fibonacci is winning. Alright, let's go to AUD/USD weekly chart this time, everybody. And as always, I'm going to delete this one, I'm going to delete this one, delete a few things, delete the confirmation Fibonacci. One more, we have one more to learn. Alright, we have one more to learn. Okay. And out and out and out. Alright, everybody, do you have the same Fibonacci as I do? Capital A up in, capital A up in here. Original Fibonacci this time. Capital B. Alright, capital C. Do you have the same, everybody? It almost took out the A, right? A, B, C, D. Red goes to red, projected the extension. Do you have the same Fibonacci as I do, original one, everybody? A, B, C, D. And then in the meantime, right, I mean, this is the market wave, right? Market wave, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, see how deep the retracement was on the market wave too? In the meantime, sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D. Sub A, Olga says yes, I have the same sub A, sub B, sub B, sub C, and sub C, sub A, sub B, sub C, and finally the sub D. Alright. Okay, everybody. I mean, you've seen it already, so it's no secret, right? Okay, why should you start your contrarian Fibonacci in here, not in here, everybody? You've seen it already, right? Because you saw the chart anyway. But do you understand why, when you're building your charts, you should chart your contrarian from the B, not from here? Everybody, do you understand why? Because you need to have a confirmation that the contrarian was broken. Does this make sense? If you go charting the contrarian here, but this contrarian is still in place, then this would be wrong, right? So let's go here, everybody, and we're going to chart now the contrarian, and we're going to adjust it to. So A to B, we need to find the high. That's the high, clearly visible. Okay, everybody, so this is sub A, sub B. Sub A, right? Give me a second. Sub B down in here, sub A down in here, sub C, whoops, sub C somewhere, and sub D. Give me a second. Sub A, sub B, right? Okay, everybody. Now I'm going to zoom in. I want you to see. Can you see, everybody, that the C, it's not always a low? Can you see, everybody, which one is the C? Sub C is this candle. The sub C is the lowest point inside the sub A, sub B boundary after the sub B, before the market hits the appropriate sub D extension. Can you see it, everybody? How shallow was this retracement? Okay. And then sub D was up in here, and let's readjust the Fibonacci, everybody. So sub A goes to sub C, and sub B goes to sub D. There you go. Sub A, sub B, sub C. Alright. Do you have the same contrarian, everybody, as I do? Was the capital C confirmed back in time, everybody? Was the capital C confirmed? Type in the chat, yes or no. And the next question is, did the market then break the contrarian Fibonacci? Question number one, was back in time the capital C confirmed? And there is, right or wrong. Enrique, you're quiet, man, what's happening? It was. Everybody, what determines if the capital C is confirmed? Because the answer is no, the capital C was not confirmed. I'm showing you what defines, everybody, what defines if this capital C is confirmed or not. And the answer is no, no sir, no ma'am. On the monthly, the capital C was confirmed. On the weekly, back in time, the capital C was not confirmed. Enrique, I lost less classes. So what? Everybody, what defines if the capital C of the original Fibonacci is confirmed, yes or not? Ah, okay, you're working, all right. Everybody? What defines if the capital C is confirmed, yes or no? Olga says yes and Alex says yes. The answer is no. Capital C was not confirmed. Why not? See everybody? Why we are reading, oh it's tedious, you need to learn the rules. Everybody makes sense? Oh, this is so boring, you know? Making money in the financial market, it's not glamorous, it's tedious work, it's rules. Until the de-extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary, capital AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability 50-50. If you can find the contrarian Fibonacci with the projected sub-de-extension above or below the capital A of the original Fibonacci, you're entering trades 80-85. So, back to chart, AUD USD weekly chart. Well, according to my charts, Olga, the sub-D extension, and I'm showing it to you with a circle, is still inside the boundary. Olga says it's not. Based on my charts, it is. So something is wrong, everybody. Or I made a mistake, which is possible, or you made a mistake, makes sense? Alex saying, yeah, it's not confirmed. One more time, Olga, is the C confirmed? Is the sub-D extension inside the capital AB boundary? And anybody else? Shantana, Dave, Habib, if you're here. Talk to me, everybody. Shino, if you're here. Okay, Olga is not answering, so we're going to move forward, everybody. Okay, so the market broke the sub-A, alright, and went down, down, down. I made a mistake, it's not confirmed. Alright, all good, everybody. Okay, so the market broke our contrarian Fibonacci, is not valid anymore. Now, talking about you being a great analyst, you know, would be anything wrong if we would chart a new sub-ABCD, everybody? Would be anything wrong if we would chart a new contrarian Fibonacci, the most recent one? Okay. You need to do the correct work charting the contrarian Fibonacci in here to see, oh, the market broke the contrarian Fibonacci. So now we can chart a new one, make sense? You can have only one contrarian Fibonacci per chart, only one original Fibonacci per chart, and only one confirmation Fibonacci per chart, okay everybody? Not 5. So let's find the low, let's find the first high. So the contrarian Fibonacci, the most recent contrarian Fibonacci on AUD USD weekly chart, sub A, sub B, sub C, and sub D is this one. Alright, everybody? Make sense? It broke, exactly. Alright, everybody, can you see it? So this is the most recent contrarian Fibonacci. I'm going to delete the other ones. This is just a class, out of charts. Alright, this is now the contrarian Fibonacci. Okay? There is no right or wrong. You can trade the retracements, you know, why not? Make sense, everybody? And before we finish for today, AUD USD daily chart. Everybody, where is AUD USD daily chart? Fibonacci, down, down, down. Plus the market went down. We have an up Fibonacci, right, everybody? We have an up Fibonacci, original one. Do you have the same Fibonacci as I do on the daily? You have an up Fibonacci, everybody. Capital A. First question is always, is your original Fibonacci the same as mine? That's the B. Alright. The C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary. Contrarian is getting me confused, sir. Okay, why is that? Just follow the rules, everybody, right? Try not to invent hot water. Use it as I'm telling you to use it. Alright? Use the contrarian Fibonacci just to spot the capital C if you want. Okay? Use it to trade retracements if you want. And that's all to it, you know? Don't try to invent hot water. Everybody, is your original Fibonacci as mine? And in the meantime, I'm going to... Let's put down sub A, everybody, sub B, sub B, sub A, sub B, sub C, sub A, sub B, sub C, and finally sub D. Okay, where would you start your contrarian, everybody? At the first circle, second circle, third circle, or fourth circle? Where would you start your contrarian? Contrarian is getting me confused. Alright, I can understand this, but why? What is confusing there? Where would you start your sub A, everybody? First circle, second circle, and then sub B is going to be somewhere, sub C is going to be somewhere, and finally the sub D. Alex, if the contrarian is getting you confused, imagine when you're going to have the confirmation, you're going to have the 3 Fibonacci's to working together. I mean, wow, right? February 14th, I believe, starting the virtual office. We're going to trade for 6 months together, everybody. 6 months. Yes, you apply the same rules. The sub A is the first high, is the highest high, is the absolute high, is the starting point of a sequence, everybody. Which one is the A? I mean sub A, right? Exactly, Todd is saying the fourth circle. The fourth circle, everybody. And the sub B is the first low. As soon as possible. Attention to the details here, everybody. If you don't know, low 6574, 65744, 65746. All right, so that's the sub B, everybody. Sub A to sub B, stretching the, there you go, up in here, that's the sub C, right? And finally down here we have the sub D extension. Agreed, everybody? Alright, so you have the original one going up, everybody, and you have the contrarian going down, right? Who is winning? Is the original one winning, everybody, or is the contrarian winning so far? Which one is winning? And tomorrow we're going to talk about that whatever you do, it doesn't really matter if you buy or sell, you know. Is this one going to win, or is this one, going to win and break? Okay, everybody? Boss, but you said the original Fibonacci is stronger. Yes, the original Fibonacci is stronger than the contrarian, but we have something that is called multiple time frames. If the original Fibonacci on the daily is up and the original Fibonacci on the weekly is down, who is going to win 7 times out of 10? Make sense, everybody? Exactly. This is, I mean, it's not really that complicated, you know, it's a little bit complex, right? But when you got it, you know, I'm telling you, it's no-brainer. You're going to look for alignments when the monthly, weekly, and daily are aligned to have a better probability, not a guarantee, of success. Okay, everybody? And just quickly, I'm not sure if I have on the 4-hour chart Fibonacci. Do I have it? Was down, right? So going up, just quickly, at least we can chart, right? We can chart the original Fibonacci on the 4-hour chart and change colors. There you go. ABCD. And there you go, from here to here, right? And there you go. This is the original one on the 4-hour chart, everybody. Let's readjust, let's be more precise, right? And talking about the contrarian, if we can stretch, talking about the contrarian, high to, not a low, high to low, there you go. Give me a second, so I don't have it, I need to white and violet and violet and violet, and this one it's violet, so okay, alright. And we're going to name it as the contrarian Fibo, alright, contrarian, there you go. And ABCDs, which one is which one, that one, and finally, there you go, contrarian Fibonacci from here to here again, and red went to red, right? Red up in here, so down to here, and there you go, everybody. This is the most recent contrarian Fibonacci on the 4-hour chart. You have the original one going up on AUD USD 4-hour chart, everybody, and you have the contrarian going down. Alright? It's just repetition, repetition, repetition. Study, study, study. You know? Make sense, everybody? Is this C confirmed? Let me check. Is this C confirmed? 63215, 6323. No! This is not confirmed, everybody. Almost, but it's not, right? Even though this is, we need to check this one. We need to check from the very beginning, right? Did the market confirm the C? This is the lowest point inside the AB boundary after the B, before the market hits the appropriate extension. Whoops, AB, C, so back in time, contrarian from here to here, and from here to here, and then from here to here, give me a second, from here to here, it broke, didn't confirm, and then from here to here, and from 1, 2, 3, if not mistaken, from here to here. So now the market tried, but our C on AUD USD 4-hour chart specifically, it's not confirmed, everybody. Okay? Alright, everybody, let's finish for today. Build your charts. Okay? And see you back tomorrow. Tomorrow with a little bit more difficult, a little bit more complex lesson. Okay? We're going to learn the practical use of the original Fibonacci and the contrarian. Alright? Study the chart, study the rules, ask questions, everybody, alright? Until tomorrow, stay strong and study the Fibonacci as a boss. Never forget you're the boss of your own account.